Good morning and welcome to the Mindful Monk. A beautiful morning it is too. And I'm up at the monastery guest house and there's beautiful blossom and the trees are just coming into leaf and it's a beautiful day. And I want to share with you one of the things that I find to wonder about. And that's when I go to the woods, I try to think of something that I'm going to look at. And one of the things I look at is the bark, the different barks on trees, you know? And if we walk over to the trees behind us, there's a series of 5 silver birches, for example, who've got a lovely silver coloured bark, which contrasts greatly with the oak, with its ridges, and the beech with its smooth bark. But if we go in and look a bit closer, I want to talk about our origins. That we originated in trees. We came down from the trees. And trees are tricky places to live because you've got thin branches and twigs and the fruit is probably the end of the branches. So it's really important that you have some way of grabbing onto it. Now, some animals, some birds, they've got claws to grip the branches, but that we don't have claws. We have developed a whole suite of things to help us adapt to life in the trees. And one of the most primary ones is the soft pad at the end of your fingers. If you feel this soft, fatty pad at the end of your fingers, just feel it for a moment. It's a marvelous piece of design because it allows you to grip onto the bark. You can imagine having a piece of stick as or sort of a firm surface. You wouldn't be able to grip. You wouldn't be able to grip. So that's the first thing, that's fatty, soft tissue, which allows us, and it also allows us to make tools, it allows us to touch, it's sensitive, very sensitive. So that's the first adaptation of our hands to living in trees and now which is so useful to us. The second is that our hands have got these fingerprints, little rough edges. You know that you've all seen your fingerprints. The grooves, they just act like the tires on Formula One. You know, if it's raining in Formula One, they put on these tires which have got grooves so the water can spin out of them. If it's dry, they put on these slick tires. Well, in order that we can keep our grip on trees, the fingerprints, the little grooves, drain any moisture away, allowing us to grip on without having any glue, you know? So it's extraordinary, subtle adaptations that I hadn't really noticed. I really hadn't noticed. And now I'm constantly touching my fingers and aware of the beautiful design and wonder of that design to help us to live as we did in the past in trees and allow us now to be tool makers, to touch people, to have a sensitivity in our hands. As I say, squirrels and woodpeckers, they've got claws to hang on, but we have got the soft pads. And as these soft pads, you can see it in a glass up close, how it enables us to grip the glass, the way the soft pad spreads out. If we were holding that with a bit of stick or if your fingers were made of something rigid, it wouldn't be half as easy to hold the glass. D.H. Lawrence says a wonderful thing. He says, "My hands, me alive." How can you say that they're not me? They're just as they write and do all these clever things. These are just as much me as the rest of me. So I hope you enjoyed that reflection just on the adaptation of our hands and the wonders of the bark of trees and the different barks. And when you're out next, keep an eye on the different barks for yourself. Okay, God bless and keep well and keep safe.